Okay folks, today is Friday the 27th of March. I'm standing here in a crop of Graham winter wheat. Strangely enough, I'm going to start from the principle of talking about water or lack of it, which might seem very strange after the winter we're after having and the level of rainfall. Particularly there's even a little gully there cut through the soil with the rain that ran down the hill. But this little plant, as we know, is going to produce our final yield, and it's all dictated around what's going to happen underground with the roots. And that's why I'm saying water or lack of it. On the farm here so far this year, we've had 32% of our annual rainfall. I just did a quick check on the trend this morning, looking back over the years. Normally we'd only have 20% of the rain. The last time we had close to this level of rainfall in the first 3 months of the year was 2018, where we got 28% by the end of the month. So draw your own conclusions there, what's going to happen for the rest of the year. My fear is the ground will dry out quite a lot, and if we get the wrong 3 to 4 week spell of dryness, I don't want to say drought, we could be in trouble. Because these little guys under the ground have been quite restricted by the level of rainfall and the coldness that's been in the soil. You'll always hear me talk about nutrition. We're pushing more down the biological route. If we adopt our mindset as opposed to building an input program that's based on treating problems, and what we should be looking at is treating the plant and treating the soil. Now the soil is what it is today, not a lot we can do about for the growing season, but we can still manipulate these roots under the ground. And what we're recommending a lot of guys to do is apply a biological that it's literally only hitting the ground today, a new biological on the market that's a mix of phosphite, which a lot of people are familiar with, but also pedolic acid. And pedolic acid you will have heard of as a component of uplift, which does very well for us. If we apply that product, Incite it's called, to crops like this now, and the worse the roots are, the more important it is to do it, getting it on as far in advance of growth stage 30 as possible. The data has shown that if you apply it to crops, laboratory studies were done where it's nice and easy to wash the roots, you can get 63% more roots by using the product. If you follow it with the uplift in a program, they've got up to 93% more roots. And that root growth followed into, I think it was about 32% more shoot growth from the increase in roots from the Incite. And again, in the program where you followed with uplift, it actually got as high as 50% more shoot growth. So as much as we can today, we have to structure our programs to manage these guys, because that's where the yield is going to come from. So Incite at the moment is a good approach for biologicals, phosphite and pedolic acid. Follow with the uplift you've heard us talking about for years. I'm not going to get too bogged down in the program about fungicides and regulation that follows. But the healthier we make this plant by allowing these roots to perform as good as they possibly can, the better that plant is set up to give its maximum potential output, but also to deal with the problems that are thrown at it. But that's as much as I'm worried about at the moment. It's to try and let the plant come on, treat it with a bit of Incite to get these guys to develop. This is what it's all about. The roots are what dictates it. And why did I say water? If the land dries out and we don't have enough roots, the roots can't find the nutrients. And how do they find the nutrients? The nutrients move in water in the soil. So if water gets reduced and we also have restricted root growth, that's really bad for yield.